politics is important to me because human existence is important to me. Hello again. I'm Rob. I'm an artist, too stubborn to give up. For example, I've sold hundreds of paintings in my lifetime, or at least over 100, which sounds like a great achievement, but I have no income. I can't make a living. But I'm too stubborn to stop being an artist. The customary and normal thing would be for me to take care of myself first and squeeze art into my free time. So, like, work any job while I do my art, which I was doing. The jobs I was doing was detracting from my development as an artist and a person. COVID changed my perspective that my time on this earth is limited. And so I started making decisions which have led to where I am now, which is that I can't afford to continue living here, and I'm going to make some drastic changes. And I think it's good, actually. Are you good at getting yourself fired from jobs you don't like? I've done it 3 times that I can think of. My last 3 jobs. What a record. But that was easier for me than quitting. I wouldn't have quit because as long as I was, I mean, it's part of my life philosophy, but as long as I'm existing, I keep going. I'm stubborn. I don't quit. Speaking of quitting, I saw someone post, I regret ever voting, and my first thought was ridicule. Like, did it cost you too much to do? Was it, you know, did it leave scars? Because I think while I hate America and want the country to uh, cease to exist, I'm also going to continue voting while it's legal. And that will mean voting for Democrats because I'm not going to vote for Republicans. And everything I just said makes perfect sense to me. But it seems that a lot of people struggle with, I mean, so like I said, my first feeling was ridicule that this person expressing themselves on their own social media is, adopting a view that I think is not smart and not productive and, petulant and blah, 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 blah. Do, 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 do. Beep it up, bop, bop, boo. Hold on. There you go. I was going to use the projector and project the media posts on the wall, but then you would see the person. And I'm not actually. So anyway, so my first thought was ridicule. And then I thought, you know what? You know what? Number one, it's not my business. Number two, I don't like ridiculing. Um, I want to care about people. And here I am thinking, oh, was it too costly? Did it leave scars? And maybe it did. Psychically, psychologically, emotionally. It's very difficult to be a part of a country where, as a white person, you're sold your power from from the very beginning that it's fair and it has these great Greatest country on earth. I mean, like fucking Democrats say that, you know? The greatest country on earth. It's not. It's a sham. It shouldn't exist, but it does exist. It's a power structure that I think has to be fought against on multiple fronts. But one of the fronts absolutely is to vote every opportunity that you get for the slightly better candidate. So I'm going to read this person's whole thing, I suppose, to make fun of it. I'm doing this to share a thought, an idea. Politics is important to me because human existence is important to me. 10 years ago, get, I probably would reply to this person I don't know. And I would, that's wrong. I would argue. And now I argue on my own show. But, um, but I'm not, like, there's no point in me. Why would I antagonize this person who's frustrated and suffering? I regret voting. I wish I had never voted in my life. Uh, One person shared that, two people liked it, three people responded. Response number one: that is a mood and a half. My response first was ridicule, then it was, I got to take this person seriously and I've got to, you know, change that, disabuse them of that mistaken notion. Um, Whereas maybe a more fun, more appropriate social media response is just, I'm right there with you. That's a mood and a half. Next, it certainly is. And if the person had not voted, the result would be the same. The only way to get change is to vote, even when you're in the minority, which I sort of understand, but there's a little bit of confusion in that. And then the third reply is, I'm not American, but I don't outright regret voting. I wish I had better options, but I'm glad I voted rather than not participating at all. Why do you feel that way? So, I like you. But all of the responses are reasonable because this isn't Twitter, this is Mastodon, or more accurately, this is the Fediverse. The person who said that third comment is from Canada. Let me go look at their profile. Well, they have their political compass test result pinned, lib left gang to the max. They put a bunch of hashtags on that post and they pinned it. One of the ways that people make fun of each other online is, oh, these people with their political compass, that's their activism or their fools or whatever. Or I could even say, like, because I was into that kind of thing 10 years ago or 15 years ago or whatever, I could say, that's me 15 years ago. They must be young. They'll grow out of it. All of that is patronizing. It's not my business.